Very good morning to everyone. Warm greetings from Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, Dream to be University, Chennai. My name is Aram Joni, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering at Satyabama. Hope everyone is safe and well at home. Thank you all for showing interest to join this webinar. On behalf of the organizing committee, I take the privilege in welcoming you all to the live webinar on domestic wiring organized by Satyabama IEI student branch in association with the Institution of Engineers, India. I also welcome the speaker of the day, Ms. Meenakshi, who is the assistant professor from the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at Satyabama to handle this session. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. It is indeed a unique pleasure and privilege for us to express our sincere gratitude to our founder Chancellor, Sir, Colonel Dr. J.P. Sir, who always showers his divine blessings. We take this opportunity to express our deepest gratitude and earnest thanks to our Chancellor, ma'am, Dr. Marizina Johnson, and the President, Sir, Dr. Mary Johnson, for the continuous support and high endeavors in motivating us to organize these kind of online webinars during this COVID-19 crisis situation. And today's the speaker, Ms. Meenakshi V, who is an assistant professor from the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Now I welcome Ms. Rutvika, who is the third year student of our department, ECE, to introduce the speaker of the day. Over to you, Rutvika.
Thank you, ma'am. A very bright and good morning to all of you who have joined us here today. On behalf of the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, in association with the student chapter of the Institutions of Engineering, Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, I had like to welcome you all to this webinar on domestic wiring by our own distinguished professor. With no further delay, I had like to introduce to you our speaker for today, Ms. V. Meenakshi, madam. Mrs. V. Meenakshi ma'am joined Satyabama University as a teaching faculty in the year 2013 and is currently an assistant professor in the School of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. With more than 14 years of immense experience in the electronics arena, Madam has also worked with ABB, a leading Swiss MNC that deals with industrial automation in the Singapore branch. She is pursuing her PhD under the Faculty of Electrical and Electronic Engineering at Satyabama University. She has also published 18 papers, out of 18, 2 are of Web of Science and 10 are Scopus indexed. Mrs. V. Meenakshi has also written a chapter in the book MATLAB Professional Application in Power System. She is actively involved in many workshops and is also a reviewer in International Journal of Renewable Energy Technology in the Science publication. Her research interests include renewable energy, physiologic controller, power electronic converters, electrical drives, and electrical machines. We truly privileged to have you here, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Ritika. Thank you.
Over to you, ma'am. You can start the session.
Okay. So, good morning to one and all. Today, we are going to see domestical wirings. So, these are the topics we are going to cover in this webinar. So, first, we are going to see about the introduction about domestic wirings. Then, we are going to see about the types of wires. Then, we are going to see about systems of wiring. Then, switches. Then, some simple household wiring circuits we are going to see. So first we can go for the introduction. So first we should know what is meant by wiring. So wiring means it is a systematic laying of wires for the smooth flow of current at different utility places with utmost safety and precaution. So wiring is an electric circuit. So you have to do the wiring in such a way that it should be done in the systematic procedure. So the current should flow from one place to another without any disturbances, and safety and precautions, everything we have to take care. This is meant by wiring. Next, we can go for domestic wiring. So domestic wiring means if you are giving the electrical wiring to residential and commercial buildings to provide powers for fans, pumps, lights, etc. Like that, for all these appliances, if you are giving electrical wiring, then that is called as a domestic wiring. So next, so many people we will have confusion about what is meant by a wire and a cable. So wire is a single conductor which you can see here, wire. So it is a single conductor. Usually this conductor will made up of copper or aluminum, it will be made. And cable means two or more wires covered in a, wrapped in a one jacket is called as a cable. So you will have multiple number of wires that is wrapped in a single jacket, that is called as a cable. So this is the difference between the wire and the cable. Usually the wires will be made up of copper and aluminum. Next, we can go for wires. So wires are mainly used to carry the current from one places to another. The wires also we can call it as a conductors. Usually the conductor will be made up of aluminum or copper. For example, for connections of lights and fan, where we will have the current rating below 5 amps, for that we will use a single strand wires. For example, for refrigerator, iron and mixie and all, the current rating will be more than 5 amps. So for that purpose, for that house appliances, we will use multi-strand wires. Next, specification of wires. Electrical wires are usually specified based on the insulation first. Then we will see the conducting material. Then we will see the size. Then we will see the number of pores. All these are very, very important parameters. Insulation, conducting material, size and number of pores. All these are very important for determining the current and voltage handling capacity of the wires. So based on the current rating and voltage rating, we have to choose the wires for the house appliances. We have to see whether it is a AC power or DC power. Like that we have to see, and also we have to see what's the current rating, voltage rating. According to that, we have to choose the wires. There are various insulation materials are there. PVC, TRS, VAR are also, so many materials are there that we can see in the remaining slides. So types of wire, how we are classifying the types of wires means, first we are going to classify according to the insulation. Then next we are going to see according to the conducting material. Then according to the voltage grade. Then according to the uses, we can classify the wires. So first, according to the insulation, we are going to see. According to insulation, the wires, these are the various wires, some of the types of wires available in day-to-day lives. In our, most probably this kind of wires we can use in house appliances. So the varieties of wires are CTS, cable tie sheet wires, vulcanized Indian rubber wire, that is VAR wire, and PVC wires, polyvinyl chloride wires also we are using. In recent trend, we are using only PVC wires are used. The old type of wires are CTS wires, VAR wires, and TRS wires. All these wires we have used in the olden days. Now, previously at current states, we are using only, most probably in more applications, we are using only PVC wires. Then lead alloy sheet wires, flexible wires, and weatherproof wires. These are some of the wires we are going to classify according to the insulation side. Then according to the conducting material side, based on the wire material, it can be classified as copper conductor wire or aluminum conductor wire based on the material. Then according to the voltage grade, it can be classified as low voltage grade. Low voltage grade means so voltage can be 220 or 230 like that, low voltage grades, and medium voltage grades will be there. High voltage grades means it will go for above 1000 kilovolts rating of if we are having, if the appliances is having more than 1000 kilovolts, like that means in case of x-rays and all, we will use 1000 kilovolts. So for that cases and all, we are going for high voltage grade wires. Then according to uses, if we are seeing means, these wires are used in domestic side, we are using in industrial side, and also in windings. Windings means for motors and generators and all, we will wind wires. So for that purpose, we are using then heating wires. These are according to the uses, we are classifying the wires. So next we can go for, according to the insulation type, we have seen so many wires. According to the insulation type, first we are going to see CTS wires. CTS means K-tier sheet wires. Mostly this kind of wires, you can see the diagram. So in this kind of diagram, you can see the conductors are there. This conductors, material conductors are otherwise called as a, you can call this as a wire also. So these conductors are usually made up of copper, and all you can see 4 conductors are there. All these conductors are covered with the rubber coat, and this rubber color will be in either red or black. Then the entire conductor was covered by means of a hard sheet of rubbers. So this kind of wires is called as a cable type sheet wires. Cable tied sheet wires. So you will have a conductors will be there. You can see a conductors wires. This is surrounded by a red or black color rubber. Then this entire conductor was covered by a hard rubber, that is this red color. So this kind of wires are called as a cable sheet wires. So this is the structure. First you will have a conductor. This conductor can be a aluminium or copper. Then it is covered by means of a rubber insulation. Then it is covered by means of a rubber sheet, and it is a final outer cover braiding. Is a final outer cover. So the CTS wires will be looking like this structure. For what reason you can use this kind of wires means, you can use for batten wiring. So wherever you are having batten wiring systems, you can go for this CTS wiring. And also it is used in service lines and also short distance overhead lines. We are using this CTS wires. Normally available sizes means it will be 1 by 18 size, 3 by 20 size, and 7 by 22. These are some of the sizes of the wires we are having. And for voltages, for what kind of voltages we can use means, for 250 watt 440 voltage grades, we can use this kind of CTS wires. So actually this kind of wire is a old type of wires, and also batten wiring is also a old type of wiring systems. So now we can go for VAR wires. VAR wires are nothing but vulcanized Indian rubber wire. Here also, in this kind of wires also, you will have a conductor. You will have a conductor. This conductor was covered by means of a line tape. Then you will have a rubber insulation. Then you will have a tape, and the entire structure was covered by means of a sheet. So the wire structure appearance will be like this. So where you can use this kind of wires means, you can use the vulcanized Indian rubber wires. In outdoors you can use, and also you can use for caping and casing wiring systems. You can use this caping and casing wiring system or batten wiring system. All those things we are going to see right now. So VIR wires are mainly used for outdoor purpose we can use, and also casing caping system wiring system we can use, and also for a fleet wiring systems. And then we can go for this kind of wires, vulcanized Indian rubber wires. The sizes that is available here was 1 by 18 is a size. Here 1 by 18 means above numerator 1 indicates the number of strands, and the denominator 18 indicates you the diameter of the wire according to the SWJ, according to the standard wire gauge. So how you can, if you want, if you are going for a shop and if you want VAR wires means, how you can ask them means, you can ask in such a way that 1 by 18 wire, or otherwise 3 by 20 wires, or 7 by 22 wires. These are the sizes available, wire sizes available. Next, we can go for polyvinyl chloride wires. This is a recently using wires for most of the household appliances. For example, for lighting purpose, fan purpose, all those things we are using in our household. So for all those things, the wires we will use as a PVC wires. Previously, the household purpose, they will use rubber insulated wires. Now they are using PVC wires. So this PVC wires are cost effective wires, and also it will have the longer life, and most probably this PVC wires are used in industrial site. Why they are using this PVC wires in industries means, it is resistant to fire. So most of the wires and cables, they are using PVC wires only. And latest trend, day-to-day life, latest in technology in buildings, they are using PVC FR wires and all. That is a fire resistance wire. That is more advanced wires are also we are using in residential purpose right now. PVC, FR, like that kinds of wires also we are using. And the available size of PVC is 1 millimeter squares, 1.5 millimeter squares, 2.5 millimeter squares, 4 millimeter squares, and 0.75 millimeter squares copper wire. It is a copper wire. The wire is made up of copper. And for what kind of voltages we can go for this PVC means, we can go for 600, voltage rating like 600, 660, and 1100. That voltage grades and all, we can go for PVC wires. Next, we can go for lead alloy sheet wires. These wires are mostly used in wet place or damp places. Wherever you are having moisture, you can go for this lead alloy sheet, and this provide mechanical protection. This kind of wires will have a little bit better mechanical protection compared to other kinds of wires. Here the lead size you will use will be nearly 0.12 centimeters lead thickness you can use for this kind of wires. Then flexible wires. Flexible wires most probably we will use for household portable appliances. We will use the flexible wires. The flexible wires will have number of strands. It is a multiple strand wires. So you can see in the diagram of flexible wires diagram. So here the wires are made up of copper, and it is copper means of a PVC material. These are the flexible wires. Next, weatherproof wires. It is a waterproof wires. Mostly we will use in the outdoor purpose and all. If you want, you can go for this waterproof wires, and it will be covered by means of fibrous yarn. All these wires will be covered by means of fibrous yarn, and this conductors are nothing but the copper conductors. So these are the various kinds of wires we are using in the day-to-day lives. So CTS wires, VAR wires, PVC wires, lead alloy sheet wires, weatherproof wires, and flexible wires. These are the some of the kinds of wires we are using. Mostly in recent days, we are using only PVC wires. Next, we can go for types of wiring. So what are the types of wirings are available in households and residential purpose means? We will have cleat type of wiring, then batten type of wiring, casing caping wiring, and conduit wiring. These are the various systems of wirings we are having in our day-to-day lives. So cleat wiring. So for cleat wiring, what type of wires we can use means we can use VAR wires, that is the vulcanized Indian rubber wire we are using for cleat wiring. So this kind of wiring, you can see the diagram. So cleat wiring. So cleat wiring, we are using a vulcanized Indian rubber wires. These wires are passed through the porcelain, or you can use a wooden material. So this in this cleat wire, you will have two offs. One is here base off, and another one is here top off. In this base off is mainly used to route the wires. All the wires are passed through the base off, and the top off is used as a cable grip. For cable grip, we are using a top off. So cleat wiring is made up of two pairs. One is here bottom off, and another one is here top off. Through the bottom off only, we are going to pass the VAR wires. You can see here the VAR wires are passed in the bottom off. Here we will have a top off and bottom off will be there. In the bottom off, we are going to place a VAR wires, and the top off will be act like a cable grip, and you are going to fix both the offs in the ceiling, or you can fix both the offs in the wall. So how you are fixing means by means of screws you are fixing. So the cable is taken through this porcelain. Both the porcelains are there. So you are going to take the VAR wire through this porcelain, and it's fixed by means of the screws. So the length of the screws here you are going to use is 38 to 40 meter length of the screws you can use here. So this is a, but nowadays we are not using this cleat wiring. So the advantages of pleat wiring is manpower is not required much more, and the materials can be reused. You can reuse the materials, and installation will be easy installation. Pleat wiring installation will be easy, and it will be an economic one. And also wherever you want to do any corrections or any modifications, if you want to do in pleat wiring, you can do the modification easily. The disadvantages, appearance will not be good in pleat wiring, and since it is exposed to air, so you have to clean the cleaning, maintenance is required more for pleat wiring, and also there is a higher chances of mechanical damage. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the pleat wiring. Nowadays, we are not preferring this pleat wiring. Next type of wiring is where you can use this field of applications, means you can wherever you want cheaper cost. If you want to do the wiring in case of cost less, means you can go for this kind of wiring, and it will be done in dry places. And temporary only we can use this kind of pleat wirings. Batten wiring. So batten wiring, you can see for batten, what type of wires we are going to use means, we are going to use here PVC wires can also be used for batten wirings. CTS wiring and TRS wires. CTS wires, cable tied sheet wires, are used for batten wirings. Batten type of wiring, we are going to use CTS wiring. You can see the diagram. So batten wirings, the wires here you are going to use is a CTS wire. In pleat wiring, we have used VAR wires, we have used galvanized Indian rubber wires, we have used in pleat wiring. In batten wiring, we are going to use here CTS wire or TRS wires can be used. Tough rubber sheet wires you can use. All these wires are connected by means of some clips, and all the joint parts will be grounded. So why we want to ground all the wires means, for safety purpose we are grounding, and also in order to prevent the leakage of currents we are grounding. So in order to avoid shocks, all those things, we are grounding this batten wiring. This kind of wirings will be done in walls or ceilings. We will do this kind of wirings. So advantages of batten wiring. It is a simple wiring system. Life will be a long life. The current leakage in the batten wiring will be very less, and also appearance compared to pleat wiring, the appearance will be good in a batten wiring. And disadvantages means risk of fire is possible. Since you are doing in the wall and ceilings, risk of fire will be possible, and this kind of wiring will be used only for 220 volt. The mechanical injury is also possible. For this type of batten wiring, extra wires are required, and also weathers will affect directly attacks this kind of wiring system. These are the disadvantages of the batten wiring. Next, you can field of applications means wherever you are having damp climate, you can go for batten wiring. So in batten wiring, what kind of wires we are using means CTS wires or TRS wires are used in the batten type of wiring systems. Next, you can go for casing and caping wiring system. This is a simple form of electrical wiring system, and it is a old and conventional wiring system. We can see the diagram for casing and caping wiring. So this is in the step 1. You can see the casing. So the casing can be fitted on the wall, and it can be tightened by means of the screws. The screws should be kept at the distance of 30 centimeter distance. You are going to keep the screws, and you can fit it on the wall. So this is called as a casing, and the above cover is called as a capping. So in the step 1, we are going to take the casing. The casing will be in gray color, or otherwise it will be in the white color, and inside this casing we are going to keep the PVC wires, polyvinyl chloride wires are kept inside, and in the step 3 it was covered by means of caping. So below part is called as a casing, and above is called as a caping cover. So you are covering, and finally it can be done in T joints or otherwise L joints, like that you can make and you can cover. So the sizes, the casing sizes will be 1 meter, 10 feet or 6.5 feet, etc. So, 5 AC advantages. So advantages, coming to the casing and caping advantages, it is cheaper and no risk of mechanical shock and no risk of electrical shock, and alternation is possible in this type of systems, and it is safer for oil, steam, smokes and drain. For all those things, this casing and caping wiring will be good. Disadvantages means, you can see, suppose if there is any fault is occurring inside, suppose any fault is occurring inside any wires or like that, means it is very tough, and it is also used for only 220 voltage ranges only. You can use this kind of wiring systems. And one more thing, inside you are keeping the wires, suppose if there is any short circuits or any electrical, any mechanical injuries happens, in such a cases what will happen, this casing is made up of plastic, so there is a chances of risk of fire risk is there. In this kind of casing and caping wiring system, fire risk is there. If the wires is any short circuits or any mechanical injuries absent inside the wires, means since it is covered, this casing and caping is made up of plastics, or mainly it will be made up of plastics. So fire chances is there in the casing caping wiring systems. Next, we can go for, these are the advantages and disadvantages of casing and caping wiring systems. Next, we can, the applications means wherever you are having a low voltage domestic appliances, you can go for casing and caping wiring systems. Next, we can go for conduit wiring. So conduit means it's a tube. Mainly it is used to protect and route the electrical wiring in buildings or structure. The conduit, you can see the conduit diagrams. So these are the conduits. So conduits means it is a tube. This tube will be made up of either metal or plastic or fiber or fire clay. So it is a tube. Inside the tube, you are going to place a wires. So inside the tube, so wires will be placing. You are going to place the wires inside the tubes. So here there are two types of conduits are there. One is the surface conduit wiring and another one is here concealed conduit wiring. So surface conduit wiring means here the conduits, the tubes will be placed on the surface of the walls. This kind of wiring is called as a surface conduit wiring. And in case of concealed conduit wiring, the conduit will be placed hidden inside the walls. Here you can see that the wires are hidden inside the walls. So if the electrical system wiring, if it is done hidden inside the wall, then that is called as a concealed conduit wiring. And surface conduit wiring means the conduit will be placed on the surface of the wall. So here you can see the diagram for surface conduit wiring. The conduits are placed in the surfaces of the wall. Here the conduit is nothing but a tube. Inside the tube the wires will be placed, that is placed hidden inside the wall. So here the wires you can't able to see, it is hidden inside. So that is called as a concealed conduit wiring. Hidden type of wiring system is called as concealed conduit wiring. So these are the some of the images of surface conduit wiring and concealed conduit wiring. Advantages. So the conduits provides protection against mechanical injury. Then the whole system is waterproof. Appearance will be good and it will have the longer life. Disadvantages means it is a costly one and requires a skilled labor and it requires more time for erection. In most of the residentials, they are preferring only conduit wiring only. The appearance will be good and it will have the longer life also. Appearance will be good and longer life. Field of application in domestic places such as home lighting and all, we can go for this conduit wiring. And in some of the places like government and all, they will keep some important documents and all. So in that places and all, you can go for conduit wiring. So far we have seen 4 types of conduit wiring systems. First one is here, batten wiring system, casing and caping wiring system, pleat wiring systems and conduit wiring system. Nowadays, most of the people are preferring only conduit wiring system because the appearance will be good, and also safety wise it is better. It is good compared to other type of wiring systems. So these are some of the factors affecting the choice of wiring. So safety, durability, appearance, accessibility, cost, mechanical safety and maintenance cost, all these things we have to consider for the choice of wiring. So next you can go for switches. So switches is an electrical component which can connect a circuit or it can break a circuit automatically. Pole means the amount of circuits controlled by the switches are indicated by pole. Here we are having two type of pole here we are going to see. One is a single pole and another one is a double pole. So single pole means the switches will be connected to only one electric circuit. It's called as a single pole. Double pole means the two independent circuits are connected. It's called as a double pole. So the amount of circuit controlled by the switches are indicated by poles, or otherwise you can say it as the moving part of the switches. Can either it can connect the circuit or break the circuit. Also you can define it as a pole. The types of switches we are having: single pole single throw switch, single pole double throw switch, double pole single throw switch, double pole double throw switch. So first we can go for a single pole single throw switch. Single pole single throw switch, mainly it is used for fans and lights. So this is a diagram of the single pole single throw switch. It is also, otherwise you can call this as a toggle switch. By means of the switch, you can either on or you can off. If I am opening the switch means it is in the off condition. When I am closing this part means it is in the on condition. So this is a single pole single throw switch. So for example, if you are using the single pole single throw switch for the light purpose means, if I am giving the supply, if I am closing the single pole single throw switch, then from the supply the current will be flowing through the switch and the lamp will be glowing, the light will be glowing. So suppose if I am opening the switch, there won't be any flow of current, so the light will not glow. So this is a single pole single throw switch. Mainly it is used for on and off basis switches. Another name you can call this as a toggle switch, or otherwise it can be called as a one-way switch. So mostly in India we will call this as a one-way switch. In US and all we will call this kind of switches as a two-way switches. Next we can go for single pole double throw switch. So the single pole double throw switch, if you are saying, you can see a three terminals. One input terminals COM and another two input terminals are there. That means this switch, this input can be connected to either to one of the output A, or otherwise it can connect to the output B also. Like that you can throw the switch in two sides. So only it is called as a single pole and double throw switch. Either the switch can be connected to the A terminal or the switch can be connected to the B terminal. So this is a diagram of a single pole double throw switch. So one input you are having and you are having a two outputs you are having. Either it can be closed to circuit A, or otherwise you can take this switch and you can connect to B also. You can connect to B. So you can connect in two sides. Either it can connect to A or it can connect to B. For example, if the single pole double throw switch is connected to A, if it is connected means current flow will be like this, and the current will be flow through A terminal, A circuit, and the light A will be glowing and light B will not be glowing. If the switch is connected between common terminal and A, light A will be glowing. Suppose if the switch is connected to B, the current flow will be from the supply. It will go to the B circuit and light B will be glowing and light A will not be glowing. So the switch can be thrown in two sides. So only we are calling this as a double throw switch. Single pole double throw. Either it can be thrown to A circuit or it can be thrown to B circuit. If it is thrown to A circuit, light A will be glowing. If it is thrown to B circuit, light B will be glowing. This is a single pole double throw switch. Next one is a double pole single throw switch. Double pole single throw switch is a two identical switches kept, two identical switches kept side by side. You will have two inputs and two outputs. So this switch can be thrown only, either it can be thrown for on condition or it can be thrown for off condition. Either if it will be act simultaneously. You have to close these two things simultaneously. It will be closed for on condition. If you are opening, the two circuits will be disconnected. So this means that two separate circuits, two poles, we are having it, two circuits can be connected for double throw, double pole, single throw switch. So two kinds of circuits you can connect here, circuit A and circuit B. So you can connect two circuits at the time by means of double pole, single throw switch. Previously we have seen single pole, single throw switches and single pole, double throw switches, and only one circuit only we can able to connect. Here we can connect two circuits we can connect. So DPST is, if you are connecting circuit A and if you are closing means both the lamp and LED will be in the on condition. Suppose circuit B is in the active condition means it is in the open condition, the lamp and LED will not be in the glowing condition. Two circuits you can connect at the time in the double pole single throw switch. Suppose when circuit A is connected means this DPST switches will be in the closed position. So the lamp and LED will be in the on condition. Suppose circuit B is connected means these two switches will be in the open condition. So the lamp and LED will not be in the glowing condition. So it will be thrown only, either it can be thrown for on position or it can thrown for off position. If it is in the on position, the lamp and LED will be glowing. If it is in the off position, the lamp and LED will not be glowing. So circuit A is used for on condition and circuit B is used for off condition. Next one is a double pole, double throw switch. So double pole, double throw switch, the equivalent for this one, we can use a single pole, double throw switch. Already we have seen single pole, double throw switch. Single pole means you will have one input and you will have a two output you will have. So like that, you can use two sets of single pole, double throw switch. Then that is called as a double pole, double throw switch. So double pole, double throw switch, instead of double pole, double throw switch, we can use two single pole double throw switch. So single pole, name itself single pole means you will have one input and double throw means output will be two. So it can be either it can be connected to A or it can connected to B. Similarly, this single pole double throw switch also it can be connected to A or B. According to that, we are given the diagram. So circuit A, we are having one input and two outputs. In one output the lamp is connected and another output LED is connected. Suppose if I am closing the switch to upper part of the terminal, my lamp will be glowing, LED will not be glowing. Suppose if the circuit A, the switch is connected to the lower part of the switch means the LED will be glowing and the lamp will not be glowing. So similarly for circuit B, we are having one input and two outputs. One output is connected to the buzzer, another output is connected to the speaker. Suppose if the switch is connected at the top point, then the buzzer will be in the on condition and speaker will be in the off condition. Suppose if the circuit B is connected to the bottom point means the speaker will be in the on condition and the buzzer will be in the off condition. So double pole double throw switch means you will have two inputs and you will have four outputs will be there. So next we can go for some of the household wirings. So first we can go for a calling bell wiring. So the calling bell is working on the principle of moving type attraction meter. So it is working on moving ion type attraction meters. Here we are having a calling bell. For calling bell, we are going to use a bell push switch. The calling bell, one side is connected to the bell push switch. Another terminal of the bell push switch is connected to phase, and one more point of the calling bell is connected to the neutral. Here you are going to use a 230 volt single phase supply. So for calling bell, you can see that whether it is possible for you to see the bell push switches. So bell push switch means in the switch you can see the symbol of bell you can see here, and the terminals will be two terminals here you will have. the two terminals. So to the one terminal, we are going to connect to the calling bell. Another terminal, you can see the diagram. From the calling bell, it is connected to the bell push switch. It is having 2 points. So in bell push switch, this is a bell push switch. You can see here 2 points are there. So from calling bell, you connect to one point of the bell push switch and take the another point of the switch, bell push switch, and you connect to the phase. And in calling bell, you will have one more wire. That one you connect to the neutral. So this is a way of connecting a calling bell. So you can see here 2 points are there. So one point will connect to the calling bell, another point will be connected to the phase. The calling bell itself will have 2 wires. Another wire of the calling bell will be connected to the neutral. So this is a layout of calling bell. All the wires should be done in such a way that it should be hidden. It should not be shown out like that. So all the wires here I have used PVC pipes. So calling bell, bell push switch, all the wires I have connected to the PVC pipes. Next we can go for staircase wiring. So staircase wiring means you can able to control the lamps in 2 different places. In 2 different places you can control the lamps. So here you can see switch 1 and switch 2. Here you are going to use a single pole double throw switch. Another name for single pole double throw switch is nothing but a two-way switches. So single pole means you will have one input and output will be 2 output. That is a single pole double throw switch. Single pole double throw, either it can be thrown to A or it can be connected to B. It can be connected to A or it can be connected to B. So single pole double throw switch is used for staircase wiring. You are going to use a single pole double throw switch. Take the wire from phase and it should become. So two-way switches. So two-way switches means you will have practically if you are seeing the two-way switch means this is a two-way switches. Here you can see 3 terminals you can see. So can you able to see 3 terminals? So top terminal, middle terminal and bottom terminal. So to the top terminal, to the middle terminal, you are going to connect to the phase. The top terminal, take the top terminal of first two-way switch and connect to the top terminal of another switch. Similarly, take the bottom of the switch and connect to the bottom of another switch. So you can see the circuit diagrams here. So this is a two-way switch. You can see 3 terminals, top, middle and bottom. So top, middle and bottom. To the middle, you are going to connect a phase. To the top of first switch is connected to the top of second switch. Similarly, the bottom of first switch should be connected to the bottom of another switch. Then the middle of another switch is connected to the lamp holder 1 point. So this is a lamp holder. In the lamp holder, you can see 2 points are there. You can see 2 points. So one middle it should be connected to one point of the lamp holder, another end should be connected to the neutral. So usually the switch 1 is kept in the bottom of the staircase and the switch second switch is kept in the top of the staircase you are going to keep. So you are going to connect the top point of first two-way switch to the top point of second two-way switch. Similarly, bottom point of first two-way switch should be connected to the bottom point of second two-way switch, and the middle point should be connected. Middle of the first two-way switch should be connected to phase. Then the middle of the second two-way switch should be connected to one point of the lamp holder. Another point of the lamp holder will be connected to the neutral. So how it will be operate means, suppose if I am connecting switch 1 is in A position and similarly my switch 2 is also in A position means the current will be flowing from phase. It will go to switch 1 A point and the current will be flowing in this manner, and current will be flowing to second switch A and it will go to lamp and the lamp will be in the on condition. When both the switches are in the same point A and A, the lamp will be in the on condition. Suppose if I am keeping the first switch is in B position and second switch is in A position. So see the switch 1. Instead of connecting this point to A, if I am connecting this point to B, and in second switch, the A point is connected in the same manner, means the lamp will not glow. How means the current will be flowing from phase. It will go to B, but there is no closed path of the circuit. So the current will not be flow. So how the staircase wiring will be operated means when both the switches are kept in A, the lamp will be in the on condition. If both the switches are kept in B and B, the lamp will be in the on condition. If suppose if you are keeping the switches in A position, first lamp is kept in A and second lamp is kept in B, the lamp will be in the off condition. So this is a layout diagram. So all the wires we have to bring through this PVC pipe. So this switch is kept in the bottom of the staircase and this switch is kept in the top of the staircase so that you can able to control this lamp from two different places. That is here staircase wiring. So observation means when both the switches are in same condition. A means your lamp will be in on. B means lamp will be in the on. Suppose A and B means if switch S1 is in A and S2 is in B means it will be in the off condition. Suppose if the switch S1 is in B and S2 is in A means it will be in the off condition. Why it is in the off condition means the circuit is, there is a disconnection of circuit. So only it is in the off condition. If the circuit is fully closed means the lamp will be glowed. In off position, the circuit is not closed completely. It is disconnected. So only the lamp is not glowing. If the connection is disconnected, the lamp will not glow. It will be in the off condition. If there is a full complete connection is there, then the lamp will be glowing. Complete connections of wire should be there. Then only the lamp will glow. This is a staircase wiring. Next we can go for godown wiring. So godown wiring, you will use in industries and all, they will use godowns. So for that, they require a wiring systems. So this is a godown wiring. In this godown wiring, what type of switches we are using means one-way switch. What is another name for one-way switch? One-way switch is nothing but a single pole, single throw switch. So one-way switch means single pole, single throw switch. You will have one input and one output. So two-way switches means it's a double pole, single throw switch. So two-way switch means single pole, double throw switch. So you will have a single pole and you are having a double pole, double throw switches. So for doing this, for this kind of wiring, we record a one-way switch and we record a two-way switches. So the first one-way switch is kept at the entrance of the godown and the remaining two switches will be kept inside the rooms. So first we are going to see how the lamps are going to glow, that we are going to see now. So for example, first if I am closing this switch, the current will be flowing from, suppose if the person is entering the godown, this switch will be placed at the entrance of the godown and the remaining two switches will be kept inside the rooms. So a person is entering inside the room. So if he switched on means this switch will be in the closed condition. The current will be flowing from phase through the switches and it will go to the contact with the switches A and the current will be flowing through this lamp L1 and to the neutral. So this is a closed circuit. So whenever a person is entering inside, he should switch on the first one-way switch. So if he is switching on this one, the lamp 1 will be glowing. Then after that, if he want to go to the next room means, you have to switch on this switch. So if you want to switch on means, it will, this first switch will be connected to B point. So if he is switching on means the lamp 2 will be glowing. Then if he is going to the second room and if he is switching on means the third room lamp will be glowing and the remaining two room lamps will be in the off condition. So whenever the person is entering inside, first he will switch on the first switch so that the first lamp will be glowing. Then he is going to the first room. Then if he want to go to the second room, the switch should be, this position should be kept in B so that the second lamp will be in the glowing condition. Then if you want to go to the next room means this switch position should be kept in this condition so that the third lamp will be glowing. The remaining two lamps will be in the off condition. We can see the layout of this godown wiring diagram. This is the layout of the godown wiring diagram. How we can observe, we can see the switching condition. So see here position of the switches and lamp condition. How in what are the lamps will be. Suppose if the two switches are if you are operating, for example, the switch S1 you are operating in A, similarly switch S2 is also operating in A, means the conditions of lamp means a first lamp will be in the on condition, remaining two lamps will be in the off condition. How we can see this first condition right now? S1 is in A and S2 is in A. So this is the switches, switch 1, switch 2. So for example, S1 switch is in A position, S2 switch is in A position. According to this condition, a lamp L1 should be in the on. So how means, if a person is entering here, he will switch on this one-way switch. So the current will be flowing through this way and it will go to phase A, and lamp L1 will be in the on condition. So the first condition has been verified. So L1 is glowing. So the second condition, S1 is in B, S1 is in switch, S1 is in B and S2 is in A. In this condition, which lamp will be in the on condition means lamp L2 will be in the on condition. So keep S1 in B and S2 in A. S1 in B. So S1 in B means this switch will be throughout the condition, it will be in on only. So S1 is in B and S2 is in A, where lamp L2 will be glowing. How the current will be flowing? The current will be flowing through phase A, it will flow through B. Since S1 is in, right now it is in B condition, that means this switch has been thrown to B side. So the current will be flowing through B, then the current will be passing through A and the lamp 2 will be glowing. First lamp will be in the off condition. Suppose if you want to enter the next room means, we can verify the third condition for next room. So in the third condition, S1 will be in B. Similarly, S2 will also be in B, so that a lamp 3 will be in the on condition. So this one-way switch should be always in the closed condition only. So the third condition here we are going to verify, switch S1 is in B. Similarly, S2 is also in B. Here lamp 3 will be in glowing. So the current will be flowing from phase to one-way switches and it will go to B, then B of the first switch, then the connections B of the second switch, and the lamp L3 is in the glowing, and the remaining two lamps are in the off condition. So this is a circuit connections for Gordon wiring and layout diagram. The switches here, this indicates you the position of the switches and the lamp condition. So the sequences of lamps are used in the Gordon wirings. Next one is the fluorescent lamp wiring. In day-to-day life in our houses, we are using fluorescent lamp. That connection is given here. So from the phase 230 volt single phase supply, it should be given to here. So this is a single pole, single throw switch. Single pole, single throw switch means one input and one output will be there. Switch is closed, show, and here fluorescent lamp starters. This is a circuit diagram of a fluorescent lamp, and this is a layout diagram. And bright and dim connections of lamp. So bright and dim connections of lamp means whenever these two lamps are connected in series to the supply, the lamp condition will be dim. It will glow dim. Suppose when both the lamps are connected in parallel to the supply means the lamp will be in bright. You know series connection and parallel connection. In series connection, the current flowing will be same, voltage will be differing. In parallel connection, voltage will be same, current will be differing. So that only here we are going to see. Here we are using two lamps. If these two lamps are connected in series to this supply means both the lamp will be glowing in dim condition. Suppose if the two lamps are connected in parallel to the supply connection means both the lamps will be in bright conditions. Wherever you want this kind of appliances, you can go for dim. Suppose if you want to connect the two lamps bright means you can connect the two lamps in parallel connection. Suppose if you want to connect two or more lamps in dim condition, you can go for series connections. For that we are going for bright and dim connections of lamps. So this is the observation of the switches. So here you can see S1 and S2 switches and conditions of lamps L1 and L2. Here we are using two switches and two lamps. Two switches. Two-way switch only. Here we are using two-way switch, or otherwise it is called as a single pole double throw switch. Single pole double throw switch. So one input and two output. Either it can connect to this output A, or otherwise it can connect to this output B. So two-way switches. So switch S1, two switches here you are going to use, and two lamps. For example, if you are seeing the first condition, S1 is in A and S2 is also in A. If both the switches are in A condition, lamp L1 and L2 will be in bright. How the current is flowing, you can see. So switch S1 is in, this is switch S1. It is here, the switch is connected to A point. Similarly, S2, the switch is connected in A point. How the current flow will be there means, the current flow will be from phase A, it will go through this A part and it will go to this lamp 1, and similarly for the lamp 2 also it will go, and finally both the things are connected to the neutral. That means these two lamps are connected in parallel to this supply voltage. So if the two lamps are connected in parallel to the supply voltage, both the lamp will be in the bright condition. So when S1 is in A, when S1 switch is in A, S2 switch is in A, both the lamps will be in bright condition. Why bright means both the lamps are connected parallelly to the supply. If both the lamps are connected parallelly to the supply, the lamps will be in bright condition. Next switch position, S1 is in B and S2 is in A. So S1, this is switch 1, it is in B position. That means the connection is like this, one to the switches has been thrown to B, and S2 is in A condition. That means the current will be flowing from this phase, it will go to B, but there is no continuity of supply. Here the switch S2 is kept in A, so there is no continuity of supply is there. So from phase it is going, and for neutral there is no continuity of supply. So both the lamps will be in the not glowing condition, because there is no continuity of supply for both the switches. So both the things will be not glowing. The third condition, S1 is in B and S2 is in D. When both the conditions, suppose this is switch 1, first switch is in B position, similarly second switch is also B position. So the supply will be going from phase to this B part, then it will go to this B, then the connections are connected in this manner. So both the lamps are connected in series. So the connection is in this manner. Series, it will be connected in series. If the two lamps are connected in series to the supply, the voltage will be shared. Because of that only it is in the dim condition. Why the two lamps are in the dim condition means the supply voltage has been shared here, so it will be in the dim condition. The supply voltages are shared in the series connection, so it will be in the dim condition. The next condition is switch S1 is in A and switch S2 is in B. The first lamp will be bright and second lamp will not be glowing. Why it is not glowing means there is no continuity of circuit, so only it is not glowing. In this case, there will be a continuity of circuit will be there. So keep S1 is in A position, S1 is in A position and S2 is in B position. So keep a switch S1 is in A position and S2 is in B position. There will not be any S1, the current will be flowing from S1. So this lamp alone will be in glowing. This lamp will not glow. Since it is in the B position, there will not be any connection. The current is flowing from S1 to A, and only this lamp alone is glowing bright. For this, there is no connection, so this lamp will not be glowing. So S1 is in A and S2 is in B. Here one lamp will be in bright condition, another lamp will not glow. So the circuit connection is flowing from the phase to A, and this lamp alone will be glowing. Here there is no continuity, so this lamp will not glow. So this is some of the, this is a layout of bright and dim connections. So these are some of the brands of wires available in India. These are some of the companies, they are manufacturing wires, Polycab wires, Havells wires, Benelux cables. These are some of the companies, they are manufacturing wires. So these are the best companies in India. for wires and cable. If you want to purchase, you can go for these kinds of companies.
Ma'am, over, ma'am?
1 minute, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. What happened, ma'am?
So it's power ratings, so power consumption wattages. So for fan, ceiling fan and all, what's the power rating? It will be using means 65 to 175 watts is required for fans. These are some of the appliances we are using in our home. So for all the appliances, what is the amount of power consumptions that is listed here? And these are some of the websites you can go. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time for a Q&A session. Participants, if you have any queries, you can ask ma'am, or you can post your questions in the chat box. Okay, thank you, ma'am. We have come to the end of session. Now I call upon Ms. Rutvika for third year EC student to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of the management of Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology and Satyabama IEI student branch, we express our profound and most sincere gratitude to you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Mrs. V. Meenakshi, ma'am, for most wonderful, informative, and very insightful session. I'd like to take this moment to thank the management of Satyabama, our Chancellor, Dr. Maria Zina Johnson, ma'am, our President, Dr. Mary Johnson, sir, and our Vice Chancellor, Dr. T. Sasiprabha, ma'am, our convener, Dr. S. Karthikeyan, sir, Associate Professor, EC Department, FIE, Head and IEI Coordinator, our organizers, Mrs. R.M. Joni, Professor, EC Department, MIE Corporate. I had also like to thank each one of our participants who set time to be part of this webinar. Thank you all. Thank you so much. If anyone has any doubts, you can ask.
Ma'am, we have one question. That is for bright and dim connection. How can we make the first light off and second light glowing? It's a question from Mr. Teja Navin.
Okay, ma'am. So according to the circuit diagram, if you are seeing means bright and light pin connections. So this is a condition. So position of switches. So here you are going to use two switches and two lamps you are going to use for this kind of bright and dim connection. So suppose switch S1 is in A position and S2 is in B position, means a lamp L1 will be bright and L2 will be not glowing. So we can see the circuit diagram. So these are the two switches here we are going to use. So the S1 is in A position. That means the connection is connected, the input is connected to the output A alone, and in the second switch it is connected to B part. It is connected. Means the supply will be going from phase A. It will go to this point A, and the lamp, this lamp will allow be in the bright condition. Here this lamp will not glow. Why? Means there is no continuity is there. No continuity of circuit is there for this lamp. So only this lamp is not glowing. So the switches we are connected to A point alone. For B we are not connected. So the supply will be going from phase to A and it will go like this. There is no supply for this position. So only this lamp is not glowing. So S1 is in A position, means the supply will be going from phase to A alone. For this B point, it is there is no supply connection is there. So only this lamp is not glowing. One lamp alone is in the bright condition.
Okay, ma'am. And we have one more question from Mr. Subbarao. Why we are not using insulation for transmission lines?
Definitely we will use insulation for transmission lines, ma'am, since it will carry more than 1000 kilovolts like that. So installations are required. Without insulation, we can't. If there is no insulation, means there won't be any safety. If we are dealing with voltages like a human being can able to withstand only 50 voltages only human being can withstand. Above than 50 voltages, we have to do insulation for all the wires.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Rutvika, you can post the feedback link again in the chat box. Yes.
So thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Joni, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Karthikeyan, sir. And I want to thank the President, sir, and Chancellor, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. And also, I want to thank you, the IEE Students Branch, Rutvika also. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, my question is that ma'am explained my question also, but I'm asking the reverse condition for that question, ma'am. That is, ma'am said that first lamp will be glowing and second lamp will be in off condition. But I'm asking how do we connect for first lamp should not glow and second lamp should be glowing?
In that condition, you can go for B and reverse. If you are making, you can make S1. So these are the maximum possible positions of switches we can do.
Okay, ma'am.
A and A, B and B and A are A. These are the maximum possible position condition we can use for this particular. Other thing, it is not possible. What you are saying, B and
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
these are the maximum
Uh,
possible.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I'm Subara from Narayana Engineering College, Nellore.
Yes, sir.
See, madam, if you see the transmission line which we are coming for domestic applications, see there is no insulation. Just we observe that only the aluminum conductor will be there. Why we are not going for insulation for that?
Sir, definitely, I think so. Without insulation, we will not use the wires, sir.
No, madam. If you observe, just the aluminum conductor itself will be observing.
For which transmission lines you are saying, sir?
Yeah, for transmission lines.
Transmission lines. Usually, whenever we are using, even for our transmission line, it will be deal with low voltage ranges, no, sir.
Yes, sir.
Low voltage ranges only we will deal. So in that cases, definitely there will be insulation will be there, sir. Because
Okay.
transmission lines means more than 1000 kilovolts or otherwise 33 kilovolts and all we are using. In terms of kilovolts, if we are using means definitely there should be insulation.
Okay. For distribution lines, we are not using, no, madam.
So for whenever we are using wires, all the wires will be insulated only, sir. But the insulating material can be differ, but definitely it will be insulated, sir.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Definitely it will be insulated.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
guys, please fill the feedback form. You will receive certificates if you fill the feedback form. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Dear participants, the recording of the session will be uploaded in the Satyabama IEI Student Branch YouTube channel.
I will send that link to the group.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So once again, thanks to all the participants.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.